Hello, I'm Jared Gay from PWEA. For today's daily update video, I'd like to correct the record regarding several inaccuracies in a recent InsideNova article with the headline, Prince William County Public Schools Reaches Partial Tentative Agreement with Teachers Union. First, the school board's bargaining team did not offer or propose a deal on wages. They introduced their wage policy months ago, told our team that it was their first, last, best, and final offer, admitted that it was the wage policy that the school board and superintendent always intended to include in next year's budget, and then ultimately threatened to kill the entire collective bargaining agreement if we did not concede to it. And sure enough, after we set aside that section on wages without coming to an agreement for the sake of protecting the gains that we had been able to secure through negotiations, on Saturday, the school division announced to employees that they are indeed going to pass the wage policy they always intended to. That type of bad faith bargaining is at the heart of our unfair labor practice charges against the school board that will be heard in third-party arbitration on December 14th. Also, by their own admission, their pay proposal would not make us competitive with other school divisions in Northern Virginia, while PWEA's would have. You see, the division's wage proposal was not a 6% average salary increase. For most employees, it actually averages to around 5%, 2% of which comes from the state. A little over 2% is the actual cost of living adjustment, which comes nowhere close to keeping pace with inflation, and then the rest is comprised of the step increase that employees should already accrue upon completion of an additional year of service. But the most egregious error is the claim that PWEA, quote, held steadfast throughout negotiations on a request for a 17% wage increase, end quote. We offered the division's bargaining team multiple counterproposals that were cost neutral relative to their proposal. We tried to negotiate a more equitable distribution of wage increases to spread them out amongst all employees impacted by the division's wage compression in previous years, so that teachers with 19 plus years of experience, the group most behind on the pay scale, would receive relief as well. 17% was just our initial proposal. You see, unlike the Prince William County Schools bargaining team, we understood this to be a negotiation, and we actually negotiated in good faith, attempting to meet them halfway and respect what they claim to be their sticking points with multiple cost-neutral counterproposals, while the superintendent told her bargaining team to dictate terms and refuse to negotiate any alternative to the decree that they handed down on wages at the bargaining table. I'm requesting that school board members and division leadership refrain from making false public statements about the collective bargaining negotiations or agreement, especially considering that not a single one of them took us up on our invitation to come to the table themselves, despite the fact that their bargaining team made it clear on multiple occasions that they were always the people with whom we were actually negotiating. This has been today's daily update. Be sure to check back tomorrow to stay up to date, especially after tonight's school board meeting, where I will also be reading this script. To the public, thank you for listening. To our members and colleagues, solidarity.